What's up, guys? It's your boy, Xandar, Destroyer of Souls, and I am running out of antidepressants. No, but for real, I'm here with another video. I'm going to be talking about somebody who I met who told me that he dated the Queen of Guatemala. But first, I'm just going to give a few updates. Alright, so first of all, I'd just like to apologize for the last video because I realized that the audio was like actual complete garbage, and you know, I promise this time the audio is going to be a little bit better, even though I lost the fuzzy thing on the end that you put on. I don't know if that's going to affect the audio that much. Life is an ongoing chain of trials and tribulations, and then you die. So like and subscribe if you find that funny and relatable. Also, another thing is the reason I haven't been uploading recently is because I've been going through a series of procedures where I've been getting my foreskin sewed back onto my penis, so I've been a little bit distracted. Actually, just kidding, that's a prank, and you fell for it, you fucking idiot. Actually, I haven't been uploading recently because I am now in Alaska, and so, you know, I moved up here to live with my bro and my bro's wife and my bro's friend who also live with them, and I'm living here with them now, so I'm on the fringes of society like an edgy boy. I don't think it's really gonna affect any of my uploading stuff because I never leave my room, and so it's just like I spend all of my time in my room on the fringes of society, or I can spend all the time in my room in the deep south. It's like, you know, it's really not much of a difference. So yeah, you know what? I'm sure you guys are sick of the updates. Anyone watching this videos, including me from the future, is just gonna be like, Stuart, shut the fuck up and get to the fucking guy who dated the Queen of Guatemala. We literally don't give a shit. Shut up. And honestly, my response to that, first of all, wow, that is incredibly mean of you to say, and that really hurts my feelings. Second of all, okay, yeah, sure, I'll get right to the video. Alright, let's get right to it. I'm sure you guys are super excited to hear about this guy who purportedly dated the Queen of Guatemala, and I am too. I'm excited to talk about it. I even wrote a whole ass script for this video, and you know, just for your guys' entertainment, the limited edition sneak peek video of me writing the script and just working on you know, the behind the scenes thing of this video, and it's for your eyes only. I'm talking to you right now. Everyone else may think I'm talking to them. I'm not. Forget them. I'm talking to you right now. So you better not fucking leak this video, or I'm gonna be like really not happy with you, okay? You better not, or we're gonna throw hands. Anyway, I ask you to put yourself in my shoes for just a moment. You've just been on a 4-hour flight from Atlanta to Phoenix, Arizona. You spent 2 of the 6 hours of your layover looking for some place to eat that is not a Panera Bread or Bagel Bros, or some place that sells slices of cheese for $50 fucking. After a long time of searching, you finally find a Wendy's, and you think, is Wendy working today? And you think, I am so fucking funny, dude. I remembered the Vine from Is Wendy working today? So you wait in line like a good lad, and you head up to the counter after everyone else got their food, and you're like, let me get a Baconator with some fries and a root beer. And then it ends up costing like $10, and you think to yourself, what the fucking shit, dude? I don't even have a fucking job yet, dude. Do I look like I'm made of fucking money? You get your fries, you get your burger, you get your drink, and you spend another half hour looking for some place to sit down. And the whole time you're thinking to yourself, this fucking sandwich and fries, this whole thing better be a fucking gourmet fucking meal, dude. You finally find a table that you can sit down at, and you're like, oh, yeah, dude. And you open up the fries and you're like, oh, bro, I'm gonna get some fucking Wendy's fries right now, dude. Oh. But then you take a fry, a single fry, out of the container, and you realize the whole fucking thing smells like dirt. What the fuck? Anyway, so that was basically me. I definitely had the feeling that you get when you're at an airport for 3 hours and you've got another 3 hours left and you just ate a Wendy's burger that was far too cheesy, some fries that smelled far too much like dirt. But on the bright side, the root beer tasted just right. Root beer never fails you. You can always rely on root beer. And you can quote me on that. You can always rely on root beer. Stuart Davis, 2K19. Actually, 2K forever. Just like, imagine that for a second. Just envision yourself in my shoes for that moment, and it's just like, Ugh! And that's me. After doing all that stuff, I sat down on my gate, and I sat next to this guy whose name was Turaj, because we got to talking a little bit, and he shared a dried mango slice with me. He tore a little bit off, and he was like, hey, you want a piece of dried mango slice? And I was like, are you God? Homosexual marriage? Gay marriage is legalized in the United States? Anyway, so he shares a mango slice with me, and he eats it, and I eat it, and he's like, damn, bro! Whoa, nice! It's not too sweet, but it's just sweet enough. And I'm like, I agree. But in my head, I was thinking, this guy is a little bit too excited about his mango slices there. Anyway, so their flight got delayed, and so my gate got moved, so I had to say goodbye to Turaj, the mango slice man. So I went to the other gate. I went and sat down, and I was like, beep, boop, beep, beep. I was sitting there, and I was sitting right across from 4 baby boomers. And let me describe the baby boomers to you real quick, just so you can get a little bit of context. And the guy right here, he was bald, and he had a gray beard. And then the guy next to him just looked like a fucking dipshit. It looked like when he was born, his face was like made of silly putty, and God was like to his face. That's what his face looked like. And then the other 2 guys, they just kind of looked like your average fisherman who you would get into a fist fight with at a Bass Pro Shop over the last fishing rod that's 50% off. Fuck off, Greg! This is my fucking fishing rod! I'll beat your ass! So it looks like they had started talking not too long ago, and, you know, like any good baby boomers, they started talking about Donald Trump. The bald, graybeard guy was like, Donald Trump is the greatest thing that happened to this country. And then the guy with the idiot face was like, yeah. And then the fisherman-looking guy was like, anyone who works for a living knows that Donald Trump is fucking dumb. And then the guy with the idiot face was like, you better not say that to any triggered millennials. That's an A-slapper! And meanwhile, I was sitting directly across from them, and I was just looking like, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, the bald graybeard man, he's like, I'm sorry if that bothers you stupid fucking libtard. And then he asked me, what do you think about Donald Trump? And I was like, oh fuck, he's asking me a political question. Oh no. Baby boomers terrify me. The people in Logan's Run, you know, the movie where everyone above the age of 30 gets like executed and shit. They had the right idea, because and anybody above the age of 30 is terrifying. Except for Michael from Vsauce, because he's really cool. I actually met him in real life one time, but that's a story for another time. But yeah, I really like Michael from Vsauce. He's pretty cool. He gets the pass from me, but pretty much anyone else who's like above the age of 30, other than like Michael from Vsauce and Bernie Sanders, kind of terrifying. And I don't know. I don't really stand that at all. Oh, by the way, this is my homeboy Gunner. He's pretty cool. He purrs really loud. Anyway. Once you go above the age of 30, you are biologically capable of spitting acid from your eyes. I told him the truth, though. I said, I'm not a big fan of him. He's not really the coolest guy in the world to me, in my opinion. And then he asked me if I believed in Jesus Christ, and I was like, nah, bro, I don't. How about you? And he was like, and I'm quoting him directly here. Like, I remembered exactly what he said, and this definitely isn't like a sarcastic thing that I'm saying here. He said, and I quote, my good bitch, Jesus Harold Christ, is my anime waifu. And I am in a homosexual relationship with that sexy hunk of a man. And I was like, hey, gay rights. Then he comes to sit like directly next to me to continue the conversation because baby boomers can't hear so well. And actually, a little fun fact for you guys, the reason that baby boomers can't actually hear so well is because all of them came about from one event in Paris, France, where an explosion caused a biogenesis of 1 million different babies at once. The explosion was actually quite loud, however, and it damaged much of the babies' hearing, their audio sense, and that's why baby boomers can't hear super well. So, you know, it's a little known fact, but now you know, and you can spread this information to the world. You are very welcome. Anyway, so he sits right next to me, and this is actually where the script gets a lot less descriptive because I'm fucking lazy as hell and there wasn't really anything left to describe, so I'll just list off the things that he told me, and then I'll tell you why those things made no fucking sense, even though I believed literally everything he told me while he was telling me it, because I'm a fucking idiot. 1. His name is Coates. His last name is something with several syllables. Sounds sort of like an Indiana Jones name. That sounds kind of irrelevant, but it's going to be important later, so stick that in your noggin and just keep it there. Keep it in the forefront of your noggin, and you'll thank me later, okay? 2, he was going to Alaska to work for Deadliest Catch, and I was wondering, is Deadliest Catch still going? Like, is that show still fucking going? It is. The 9th fucking season is coming out in April. What the fuck? Anyway. 3, he also, after going to Alaska, intended to go to Cuba and Venezuela to tell people about Jesus, because apparently Cuba and Venezuela has very lenient immigration policy for people trying to spread the word of Jesus, because I don't know, I guess they just really like Jesus. 4, he got into photography for a very interesting reason. The story that he told me was essentially that he wanted to pass a test in high school, and so he took speed in order to pass it because he has dyslexia, and according to him that helps, and after taking the test he was still, you know, hyped up on speed, so he wrote down all of the things that he wanted to do with his life, and, you know, that list included wearing comfy clothes, traveling the world, trying new things, and the like, and he figured the best way for me to do all that stuff is to get into photography and just travel the fucking world. That's what he did. 5, his father invented the slinky. He dated the Queen of Guatemala. 7, he became a Christian on a very specific date and time, but I don't actually remember when that was because I have a really shitty memory. But basically, I remember it was like 1 a.m. or something. He was still awake. He was lying in bed, and the wind blew in from both sides and blew the curtains in. He was like, holy shit. And then he got visited by a strange light, and the light asked him, will you accept Jesus into your heart? And he was like, sure, okay, yeah, that sounds cool. And then the next day, his wife was like, honey, did you have a spiritual experience last night? And he was like, holy shit, how did she know? How did she fucking know that I had a spiritual experience last night? And then since then, he became a Christian and told the world about Jesus. Number 8, he took pictures for Nancy Pelosi, and also he's not a fan of Nancy Pelosi, according to what he told me. Number 9, he ended up meeting an important Canadian politician by literally just showing up with no appointment and saying, hey, my name's Coates, I'm here with a gift for this Canadian politician. And the receptionist was like, okay, I guess I'll tell him. And then the Canadian politician was like, whoa, this guy has a gift for me, that's pretty epic. 10, the last one, is that he speaks like 4 different fucking languages, including Italian, Spanish, and like I think a little tiny bit of Greek. I don't remember what the other languages were. Anyway, so there were a lot of mistakes to his story there. I'd just like to list them here briefly. The first one is that taking speed does not help with dyslexia. This may be a little bit surprising to you, but it actually speeds up your brain processes. So there may be some kind of correlation between the fact that it speeds up your brain and the fact that it's called like speed. 2, the guy who invented the slinky, his name is actually Richard James. And, you know, as I said before, remember, you know, Coates, last name, multiple syllables, James is only 1 syllable, and it does not sound like an Indiana Jones type last name. So get fucking wrecked, you libtard. Also, there is no queen of Guatemala. There's just not. And then 4, it's super fucking difficult for someone with dyslexia to learn one foreign language and to learn even like your native tongue. So learning 4 languages would be like, it would be like really hard. Anyway, I'm sure some of the stuff he told me was true. Like when he met the Canadian politician, he actually showed me a picture with the Canadian politician. So, you know, there's some evidence for that. Like I can believe that. But with everything else, it's like I just believed him blindly, just went along with everything he said like a fucking clown. So, you know, that's me. I'm heading over to Clown Town, heading over to Clownville because I'm a fucking idiot. So I'll see you guys there because you are also all clowns. Like if you're watching this video and you've gotten this far, you are also a clown. So I'll see you there. I'll see you in Clownville, and that's it. Anyway, there's actually a moral to this story, surprisingly enough, which is if you're at an airport, you should really talk to people, because an airport may be an actual hellscape, but it's also the locus of human diversity.